In this video, I'm going to go over some basic spreadsheet operations using this example spreadsheet, Discount Ninja Warehouse Sales Report. When you click on the link from Google Classroom, it should take you to a document that looks just like this. But please don't write on my document. This is what I'm going to use to give to other students also. So before I set up Google Classroom, instead it just made a separate document for everybody. But that's not always going to be the case. Sometimes you're going to get one document and you need to be responsible for making a copy and sharing it with the appropriate people. So, you're the manager at Discount Ninja Warehouse, the region's leading ninjutsu supply store. First, click on File and select Make a Copy. Save a copy of this file to Drive and share it with your instructor. That's me. And here's my email address, acarter@sayacharter.net. So let's do that. Go up to File, left click, go down to Make a Copy. And it's very important that you're signed in, by the way, with your email account. You don't need to say copy of Discount Ninja Warehouse, but it might be a good idea if you said your name here, because remember, you're going to share it with me. And click OK. And then it's going to give you another spreadsheet that looks exactly the same. This one you can edit and change with wild abandon. Alright, now we need to share it with the instructor. How do we share? Well, you come up to this button that says Share, and you left click. And there's a couple of settings that you can change here depending on who you want to share it with. If you want to share it with specific people, then you just type in their email address. You can type in more than one person's email address. If you want to share it with everybody at your company, or if you want to put it on the internet so that anyone can see it, then you can play around with these settings up here. But we just want to share it with one person, and we want to let that person edit it. You might not want the person to be able to edit it. You might want that person to only look at it. If that was the case, you would come down here and click Can View Only. And hit Send. Alright, number 2. Under Product, this column is Product. Under Product, list your top 10 selling items. And I just expect you to make these up. So I don't know, nunchucks, bow staff, size. Raphael uses size. How do you spell size? I don't remember. Let's say it's like this. And I want you to have 10 product names here in this column. Now go to the web and check prices on those items. So, I don't know. Go to the web. Bow staff. How much is a bow staff? Amazon.com, bow staffs. Alright. $20.95. $20.95. Cool. Now this is the price that you as a business would be paying for this stuff. We also call that the wholesale price. This is not the price that your customers are going to pay. This is not the price that you're going to charge people to take things out of the store. So put the prices you find under our cost. Number 4, choose and enter markup rates between 50 and 200%. So of course every business wants to sell things for more money than they paid for them. That's called the markup. And a typical markup is usually between 50 and 200%. So let's just say it's a 100% markup. The thing is, 100% is 100% equal to 100? It's not. Remember, when you convert percentages to decimals, you need to move the decimal place over 2 places. So 100% actually equals 1, doesn't it? If you were going to do 50%, it would be 0.5. If you were going to do 200%, it would be 2. 2 equals 200%. 1 equals 100%. Populate the retail price column using a formula that calculates the retail price by multiplying our cost of the items by the markup rate. Remember, the formulas start with an equal sign, and I already see a problem there. If you multiply 20.95 times 1, what are you going to get? 20.95. Does that mean you're going to charge customers 20.95? No. You wouldn't make any money, right? So by the time you see this, I will have changed this to be a little bit more clear. This needs to be our cost times the markup rate plus our cost. So what is that formula going to look like? Well, we always start formulas with equal sign. That tells the computer to do the math for us, right? And then I said it needs to be our cost times, remember that's the asterisk sign, times the markup rate, and then it needs to be plus our cost again. You don't need to be typing this because this is just pseudocode. I'm just trying to communicate to you what we want the formula to calculate. It's going to be our cost times the markup rate plus our cost. How would we write that? Well, our cost is B3, right? So we could type in B3 times the markup rate, which is C3 in this case, C3, and then plus B3 again. Enter. And if we did it right, it should be what? $40, $50.90? Oops, $41.90. This is why it's good to get spreadsheets to do math for you, if you're terrible at doing math in your head. Now, just a little footnote, it worked this time, but we need to be really careful about order of operations. Sometimes you're going to need to put a number in parentheses to make sure that it does the operations in the order that you want them to happen in. Okay. Now the nice thing about formulas, remember, is that once we get it set up, once we teach the computer how to do the calculations, if we put in something like $35 here and a markup rate of let's say 0.5 this time, we can just left click here, control copy, or control C for copy, and then control V for paste. And it does the same math, just uses the different numbers that we've provided. It takes the cost of the nunchucks, it multiplies by the markup rate, and then adds that to the original cost of the nunchucks. And this is the amount that you would charge in your store. This is what would be on the price tag, $52.50. Now, stores are constantly having sales, right? And it's very rare that a manager would just say, you know what, let's just take $5 off of everything. It's much more common for there to be a certain percentage off, like 20% off. So, assuming, if the whole store was 20% off, then you could just say, okay, how much percent off is it? 20%. And remember, 0.2 is 20% in decimals. The sale price is going to be another formula. If something is 20% off, if these nunchucks are 20% off, how much is that going to cost? Well, remember, we're going to have lots of items here. And rather than calculate each one, let's use a formula. Let's make the computer do the work for us. The sale price is going to be the retail price minus, let's see, let me type this in here, retail price minus 20% of the retail price, right? Minus 20% of the retail price. I'm just going to put RP there because I'm lazy. Another way to do this, probably a simpler way to do this, would just to tell it to calculate 80% of the retail price. The retail price minus 20% of the retail price is the same thing as 80% of the retail price. But I'm just going to stick with this way. There's more than one way to do things. So, retail price minus 20% of the retail price. Sale price equals, the retail price is at D2. So D2 D2 minus D2 times, now I could put 0.2 here, but is the percent off always going to be 20%? Probably not. Which is why I created this column for percent off. So instead of putting 0.2 here, let's put E2. Okay, so the retail price minus 20% off the retail price. Enter. And the sale price is $42. Would you rather pay $42 or would you rather pay $52.50 for the same thing? Always check and make sure that these numbers make sense. Sometimes we enter the formula wrong and the number that comes out isn't right. So always check and make sure that the number makes sense. That looks good to me. Now, businesses are always concerned with how much money that they're making, and the money that you make is called the profit. Populate the profit amount and profit margin columns using formulas. The profit amount is just going to be the sale price minus the price that you paid for it. If you buy something for $5 and you sell it for $7, how much profit did you make? 7 minus 5 is 2. So sale price minus our cost, whatever that is, okay? Sale price minus our cost. So sale price is F2 minus B2. Enter. So in this particular case, if you sold it for $42 and you paid $35 for it, how much did you make? $7. Profit margin is something that they use in business, and it's basically converting this into a percentage. So how much percent did you make? Profit margin, as I outlined in number 9, is our cost divided by the sale price. So our cost, B2, divided by the sale price, 42. Now you know we've been using cell addresses, but you don't have to use cell addresses. You could just type in equals, let's see, the profit margin, our cost divided by sale price, 35 divided by, remember to use this slash, this forward slash when you want to do division, 35 divided by 42. And it already kind of tries to help you out by telling you how much that's going to be. Hit enter and there you go. That's the profit margin. Be careful now. I said to use, make sure they're expressed as a percentage. Well, how do you do that? This isn't a percentage. This is a decimal. Well, right click on it. Go down to oh, shoot. Okay, my bad. Don't right click on it. Left click on it and go up to Format, Number, and find percent. And it'll show it to you as a percentage. The only problem is, if we try to copy that, Control C, and paste it here, Control V, it's not going to give us a number that works for the bow staff. It's just going to copy and paste the same value. Let's say Control copy, Control paste, Control copy, Control paste. You'll see when I did all that, it should have changed this, but it didn't. And that's because we used 35 and 42 instead of telling it which column to find the values in. So every time you copy and paste this, it's always going to tell you what 35 divided by 42 is. We don't want that. We want it to be flexible. So instead of doing 35 divided by 42, Let's tell it where to find those values. Our cost, B2, divided by sale price, F2. And now we should get the same number, but when we copy that and paste it, we get the right number for our bow staff. Now, are things always going to be on sale? No. So if something isn't on sale, we can just put, let's see, percent off 0, right? If it's not on sale, there's no discount. And then the retail price and the sale price are going to be the same. That's it for the math for this part. When you're dealing with big spreadsheets with lots of numbers, it's helpful to color code things, change the formatting. Remember, humans are very visual people. If you can color code things, it makes it very much easier to process what you're looking at. Fortunately, spreadsheets offer us a lot of options for doing that. Change the fill color of one row to light blue. Well, make sure you're changing one of the colors in your table. Highlight a row. You can go to Format. Or you can go to Fill Color and choose light blue, and then this row will be light blue. You can also come up here and click, and it'll highlight a whole column, and you can highlight that some kind of color. Now I'm going to choose yellow, but make sure you choose orange when you're doing this yourself, because that's what it says to do in the instructions. At the bottom, rename the current sheet sales. So when you open this spreadsheet, it's easy to think of this as like a piece of graph paper or something. But you can actually have you know, like a spiral bound notebook has many pages in it, right? You can create more pages in your notebook by coming down here and adding a sheet. And now we've got 2 pages in our notebook. We can add more sheets. We can add 3 sheets or 4 sheets or 5 sheets. I'm not sure what the maximum number is, but I usually have never used more than 10 sheets in a single workbook. To keep things organized, we can right click on, let's see, is it left click or right click? Okay, you can left click on this little drop down arrow here and go to rename. And we're going to name this tab sales. And we're going to come over here, make a new sheet, and call that employees. List the company's top 5 salespeople, along with how many years they've been at the company, their sales for this month in dollars, their email, and their home phone number. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this graphic. I like having these instructions nearby. So I'm going to copy this, come over to employees, and then I'm going to paste it using Control V. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Why not? Boo. Try it one more time. Control copy. Control V, that didn't work either. I don't know why that didn't work. But oh well, the show must go on. Okay. List the company's top 5 salespeople. Remember, when you're making a table, it's good to put headings in to keep things organized. Salespeople. Someone said they were tired of Ninja Turtles. So, let's say Captain America is one of our salespeople. Black Widow. Spider-Man. Bruce. And Thor. How many years they've been at the company, their sales this month. Okay, salespeople, years in company. And monthly sales. Two, 3, 10, 20, 12. Just make these numbers up, folks. But make sure that they're never the same thing twice. Monthly sales, $200, $300, $500, $1,200, and $700. Email and home phone. All right. Email, home phone. Trying to remember Captain America's real name. I don't remember what it was, so. Captain America at Avengers.org. Remember, there's never spaces in email addresses. And you see how this is running over into this column? Let's go ahead and make column D wider. We need some more room, so let's make it wider. And then home phone, whatever, okay? 555 123 4 5 6 7. Whatever, make something up. This is the easy part of the assignment. Make sure your data is organized and the labels in the first row are highlighted in purple. Easy enough. I already showed you how to do that. You can select this whole row and go to the little paint bucket, fill color, and give me a nice looking purple highlight. Just helps keep things visual. The last thing I'd like us to do before this video is done is go back and format some of these so that they look better. Almost all of these values are dollars. So we can highlight them, go to Format Number, and make it currency. Ooh, that was interesting. As soon as I formatted this one in currency, look what happened. These ones got formatted as currency. These ones got formatted as currency. I have no idea why that happened, but sometimes the computer is smarter than we expect it to be. But look, it left this one alone. Our percentages, it left alone. Oh, that's very interesting. These are percentages, so let's go ahead and format number, percent, and then percent off. That's obviously going to be a percentage, so format number, percent. And then if you need to change any one of these, let's say you decide that the bow staff is going to be part of the sale. You can type in 20 for 20%. Interesting, yeah, 20. Yep, there you go. So go back and format all these, and good luck. Come up with 10 products. Make it look pretty. All right, good luck.